Hey guys, Andy's back again. I was doing this video and then I got interrupted with a phone call. So we're back to give it another go. As I was saying before, this is probably going to be the last video before FIFA releases at some point today. I keep checking the web app on the system, as you can see, and I've got the my Xbox open ready for that ready to play option. So the video today is going to be La Liga starting 11 for you, so a starting team. La Liga, from what I've seen and put together, is probably going to be one of the hardest squads to keep up with some of the other leagues, and I think it's going to be one of the more expensive one, just because I thought the Bundesliga would be, but the jump from sort of entry-level players to your premium players, if you like, is massive. It's either very minimal in terms of skill or rating to you're up there. So I think you might be paying a premium for some of these players, and I think La Liga is going to be one of them leagues, just because it's been gutted this year through people transferring. I think it's going to be one of them that you're going to need some special cards. But anyway, we'll start off at left back, and as I say, for this video, we start with the starting 11, and then we go. Oops, that's keeper. We go with the starting 11, and then we'll put in some either upgrades or alternatives on the bench. So Sergio Herrera for your keeper. He's quite tall. He's got well-rounded stats. I mean, what you're ideally looking for is that dive-in and the reflexes more than anything on a keeper. The higher them stats, especially the reflexes, the more saves you're going to make. Until you sort of get to them Stegens or special cards, there's not a lot with keepers, but just try and keep the height as big as possible, though that sometimes can lead to issues with low balls. Over on the left side of things, again, not too many options, but Alex Moreno, he's got decent pace and good passing. Defensive stats are a little bit low. Bang an anchor on him, should you need to, or a shadow if you want to max out that pace. But Alex Moreno is probably going to be your go-to starter on that left back. I mean, ideally you're going to want Mendy eventually, but other than that, there's not too many options to start with. So I think Moreno gives you that pace that you'll need, and then we'll look at an alternative later on in life. Centre backs is up for debate. We'll go with Araujo. 77 pace. Okay defence and physicals, not too great with his passing or dribbling. So again, as we've said in the other videos, you don't want to be hanging on the ball, you don't want to be trying to dribble out of defence, get it to your wide players who can pass, or just hoof it up the field. You're generally relying at this stage of the game for your CDMs to come back and dig your defence out, just because of some pacing issues, but this guy's one of best of a bad bunch, I'd like to say. And then next to him is Mingueza. Wish I could spell. Again, Barcelona player. Okay pace, nothing fantastic. You want to be sort of aiming for the 80 upwards at this stage of the game. Obviously, there are some defenders out there that have 90 pace and the likes, or high 80s, but you're going to pay for them. Not so much in the La Liga, unfortunately. So again, okay stats, bit slightly better on passing, not too great on dribbling and things. So again, it's just a player that you want to get the ball, get it out wide, or oof it up pitch. Don't hold on to it, and don't try anything too technical. Over on the right side of things, another Barcelona boy in Dest. Again, slightly better passing than your centre backs. He's got the pace though, so with a chemistry style. Not too many great links being American, should you want to hybrid out, but being Barcelona does give you that strong link to your centre back. But again, you want to get your players out wide, get it up pitch, keep it away from them centre backs. Over on the left side, a guy who I actually loved in all shapes and forms, especially that early card. Was it his player of the month that he had early on? That card was unreal and had in my team for a long, long time. But Ansu Fati, I'll say you can keep him where he is, bang a finisher on him, bang a hawk if you want to get them physicals up, or more than likely you're going to bang the hunter on him, because his passing's not that great anyway. But just get him in the box. You can play him up front if you want, and I'm sure a lot of people will. With a hunter on him. Don't expect too much from his passing, but he feels good on the ball even at 79 dribbling, or at least he did last year. And he's just a good cheap starter option for you. We'll go to midfield next. Luis Milla, or Milla, or Louis Milla. Very good card for a low rated. He's quite well rounded, so you can look at his cards. His club 70s, woohoo! Very well rounded. So for what I expect him to go for, he's got high work rate, so he can join in attack. He's got decent shooting, he's got decent passing, not too bad dribbling, but he can also help out your centre backs as well because he's got that high defensive work rate. So he'll be able to drop back and give them a dig out for you. Partnering up with him is another card that you may be familiar with from last year, but Camavinga. Again, well-rounded card, more of a defensive player, but he will go forward and dig out. Again, fairly solid passing for this, an early stage of the game. Good on the ball, fairly decent physicals and defensive side of things, and with a shadow on again, not too bad on pace, and again with that high he's going to get forward, but he's also going to dig your centre backs for and watch for them pesky through balls. Over on the right side, a player that got overlooked last year, he even had the special card early on, I think, didn't he, and just nobody used it, but it was fairly decent. But again, you've got some decent pace there. Fairly average shooting, okay passing, he's good on the ball, nothing too physical, but again just a solid starter option over on that right hand side. And then this part is the hardest part to fill out, so we're going to go with Suarez, but not that one, this cheeky chap here, more just for the pace. You're going to need some pace up front. As I say, you can swap this round, put cams in this position if you want. Swap them out with your wingers and have your wingers up front so you've got full pace, which a lot of people tend to do at this stage of the game. Obviously, just make sure you get your passing up, otherwise there's not much point. But Suarez, solid option for a starter. And then next to him, more as a hold-up player, because you've got the pace in Suarez. Braithwaite, medium work rates, not ideal, but he'll hang around on the edge of the box because he's not got that pace. It'll go up to 90 with a hunter, but he'll just sort of clean up the rubbish as you've got Suarez, Ansu Fati and Rodriguez running into the box for you, and then Braithwaite can sort of sit back, dig out in defence, track back a little bit, but he's also got that where he can break round on the edge of the box and hopefully hit a finesse. Onto the bench. Now, these are your alternatives or upgrades. So, again, with a keeper, there's not too many keeper options out there. Rui Silva, at 6'3", 82 diving, 84 reflexes, is a keeper that I've been looking to pick up straight away. So keep his eye on his price. If he's not too much expensive than Herrera, then I'd definitely go with Rui Silva. Over on the left, now obviously you're going to be looking at Mendy as soon as you can pick him up, but he's going to be extinct and he's going to be ridiculous. Renan Lodi, not as fast as Moreno, but I did use him and he had a special card, I believe, fairly early on last year. I really like the card, so he's just another alternative to Moreno. He's got slightly better shooting, which is neither here nor there, but he has got better passing, he's better on the ball, and he's got them better physicals and defensive stats as well. So Lodi, absolute solid option. Your defence is going to be the biggest upgrade to go for and the most costly. There's just nobody available. So Diego Carlos, we all know from last year, absolute solid option. So if you can pick him up over these, just for his defensive stats, Slightly better passing, better on the ball. So Diego Carlos is going to be your alternative or your upgrade. And obviously with a La Liga side, the one guy that you're going to be looking for in your defence, who again I just expect is going to be extinct and at top prices, Eder Militao. Purely because he's got the probably best defence for centre-backs in the Liga, but we just all know how sort of broken he is, if you like. Over on the right, they seem to have done the guy I usually go for in Carvajal. They seem to have done him a little bit dirty this year. There's not too many options, so we're going to have cheeky Keylor Navas. Jesus Navas is going to be the guy that you're looking at on the right hand side for your first potential upgrade. I doubt it'll be too expensive. He's better on the physical side of things. He's still got that pace, but his passing is a massive improvement over Dest. Left hand side, again you're hoping he's getting a special card, but Vinicius is the go-to here. Again, you want a finisher on him or something, but his stats are just massively improved over Fatty. He's got that pace anyway. His shooting is not as good, but you can sort that with a chemistry style. Same with his passing, but his dribbling just improves and his physicals as well. So again, with the right chemistry style, you can have a bit of a monster there. Your midfield side of things as well is another area where obviously you're going to want to be looking at Llorente at some point, but it's another area where you've got a lot of these sort of entry-level cards and then a jump. So unfortunately, there's not too many alternatives, only upgrades. So one card I've been looking at is not DePork, but DePaul. To upgrade either of these two guys, should be popping fairly often in packs. I don't see him being too expensive, but he's got the better passing, the better shooting, the pace, the dribbling. Everything's just great about this card. He's only got the medium defensive work rate, so you might have to, track that manually with him should you need to dig your centre backs out. But other than that, a much more improved card. And then the next step up is going to be Valverde, who is just a solid all-round card that again I'll keep you in until sort of promo cards drop in. If you get Militao, Valverde, you've got the basic spine there of cards that are going to carry you through till, unless some major promos drop, probably till Team at Year. Right side, there's only one guy who just can't decide which position he is. He just keeps changing year upon year. But Dembele is the only option to upgrade from Rodrigo, really. Again, he's just going to be one of them cards everybody loves because of his star skills. Again, he'll carry you through for quite a long time. But unfortunately, with where we are in the La Liga, he's the only other option. So if you pick him up in a pack, you've made your coins, or you've got a card that's going to last. And then strikers, last but not least, again, not too many options with the strikers until we start seeing special cards, unfortunately, or we get some transfers in January. But the first guy we're going to look at is Morales. Looks fairly decent, 86 pace, he's got the shooting, he's got the passing, he's got the dribbling, physicals could do with some work, but he's going to be an upgrade over either of these two, especially Braithwaite. And lastly, the one guy that you're going to see in everybody's team, Inaki Williams. I personally didn't like his cards last year, I didn't feel he felt that fast, but you come across him in every single team at the beginning of the game, and that will be the go-to striker that people are looking for during their hunt for a La Liga striker this year. So that's me, guys. I need a drink because I've done nothing but waffle for the past 74 hours, it feels. But as always, if you can comment down below if you enjoyed the video, anything that you agree with, let me know your teams you're going to be starting with. So comment, like the video, and the more that I could keep asking is if you can just subscribe to the videos. I'm getting a lot of repeat views, I'm just not getting the subscribers. So if you can subscribe, it helps me out, and then obviously it keeps me motivated as well to keep coming back, because I've done a lot of content. I want my channel to grow, so if you guys can help that, as I say, give me a thumbs up, and let me know what you want to see, and I'll put the videos together for you. But other than that, guys, that's your Liga team. I've been Andy. You've been awesome. So stay safe. Enjoy your gaming. Enjoy FIFA when it drops later on today. And other than that, as always, peace and love, guys.